The records are now open. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Akashic Answers with Emily. I am like a kid at Christmas time. Right now, we are preparing here at the Akashic Academy for our annual expedition to Mount Shasta, where we go into secret locations, vortexes on the mountain, as well as a secret pyramid on Mount Shasta for advanced levels of activation. How are we getting advanced levels of activation? Well, when you go to a vortex, Ben, hey, Ben's been to my Mount Shasta experience. Say hi when you get here. By the way, you see me giving a shout out to my friend Ben and Lehigh. I see you here too. Anna Mona is here. Awesome. I'm Emily Harrison, founder director of the Akashic Academy. So if this is the first time we're meeting, hello. I'm coming to you live from the high Sierras, and I always like to know where you're tuning in from as well. Ray is joining us. By the way, Ray, congratulations to you. I'm really excited to work with you more. Anyway, that's a secret between me and Ray, but maybe not so secret now. It is always a pleasure to come into this space with those of you who I know, who I'm getting to know better, and our newbies. So if you're a newbie coming in, say hello, let me know where you're tuning in from. And as you begin to see the different locations, Ray's coming from the UK, I'm coming to you from Reno, Nevada, southwestern United States. Begin to see this grid, pinpoints of light illuminating all over our planet. It's the least we can do. Consciously tune in to the grid that we're helping to program and program it with some higher level thoughts, some more compassionate thoughts, more forgiving thoughts, more genius thoughts when it comes to our creativity, which is why I'm so excited about Mount Shasta. This is an opportunity to take those in my tribe who are ready to get on, I would call it an accelerated timeline to your destiny, to your highest potential. What even is your highest potential, your highest timeline? It's your dream life plus a little more that's so good you can't even see it right now. And when we go into vortexes like Mount Shasta, where the piezoelectric energy is very high, this is crystalline energy that comes from the landscape. It's why Mount Shasta is known as not only the root chakra of the planet, but also as an interdimensional portal, a gateway to galactic energies, which definitely means extraterrestrials. That's one of the fun excursions we do is CE5, calling in our extraterrestrial friends. But we also have access to ascended masters, to angels, to guides, which really I love this perspective shift. Really, all of those beings are you. It's your higher self. It's God. It's source. See, we're all just experiencing ourselves in this incarnation as separate aspects of the God personality. And that goes for the different deities or celestial beings that we personify. And there are avatars who show up and live out that character, so to speak. But it's all really God and you. So in essence, we get to go into these vortex locations and have a higher connection with our own inner teacher, however that teacher shows up. And yes, in Mount Shasta, that teacher is known to show up as Telosians, interdimensional beings that come from the inside of the mountain, from ascended masters, Saint Germain in particular, Yeshua, big one. So when we go into these grid points of higher vibrational frequency, our bodies respond, our cells respond. They raise and match that vibrational frequency. Furthermore, when we do things like meditate, go in the Akashic Records, we're together with a group of very powerful meditators and visionaries, that raises the frequency too. The veils become so thin that we can download information instantaneously. We can also call in light codes. Call in might not even be the terminology I want to use. I would say we go and we retrieve these light codes. These light codes that I'm talking about are programs of information intelligence that increase the speed at which we can know ourselves and see ourselves in relationship to the world around us. That's basically what expanding your consciousness is. And so as we get on an accelerated path toward what our highest potential is and seeing how we are participating in the moment-to-moment creation of our life with the decisions we make and the thoughts we feel and the emotions we feel and the thoughts we think. That's what creates the vibrational frequency within us as humans. We get to accelerate that and bring into our field new possibilities. It's so fun to see what happens in my life, in others' lives. This is just a really exciting experience. So I'm going to take a few deep breaths, calm and ground my excitement here, because I want to be the most clear channel for all of you today. Again, you are following your intuition into Akashic Answers with Emily. This is a weekly show where you ask the questions. So start blowing up my chat box with questions, please. And if you don't have a question, just put an emoji in. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask my guides to bring my awareness to a question that is going to, and we're going to go over many questions today, by the way, but bring my awareness to questions that are going to aid everyone here. I will channel in for you the intelligence that I'm getting from the Akash. Pay attention to what's coming into your mind too, because we're all tapping in and connected. When you come into this space, you are experiencing a connection with your Akashic Records. And if you're new, the records are the realm of consciousness where every single detail, past, present, all possible futures, has been recorded from a neutral perspective, unconditional love and zero judgment. Very, very empowering space. I see your emoji, David Vega. Thank you for sending me that. Thank you, Melody. Thank you, Couture. All right, so I'm going to tap in. I'm going to channel through answers to questions that you have. Think about areas of your life where you're stuck, where you want to have expansion, maybe in your finances, maybe in business opportunities. And to ask specific questions. Patty's question is, how is Jack? Jack is doing so well. We have turned the corner with Jack, my son, who had an accident not very long ago, and a major accident. We spent over a month in the hospital. But there's a time, any of you who have been through traumatic accidents like that, you know there's a time where it feels like there's a new challenge every single day, something new to overcome. We're past that stage. And I'm so grateful that I get to show up to this experience in Mount Shasta as a leader and as a seeker, someone growing myself without worrying so much about him on the day-to-day, because I was really worried about him. All right, so type in your questions. I am going to channel through the intelligence that comes in, and then we will also do an activation, a transmission of energy from the Akash, so you can have an experience upgrading your DNA today. What else do I want to tell you about this? Oh, the information tends to be cumulative, means it builds on each other. So even though I don't know what the questions are going to be yet, because y'all haven't typed in many questions yet. Hang on, this is why I got my glasses here. Don't laugh at me like Vivian did. Oh, Patty, thank you. He has an amazing family and best mother ever. He does have an amazing family. And yeah, I'm perfectly imperfect, y'all. I do feel like I'm doing a good job. And the times when I don't do a good job, I learn so much about how I can do better next time. All right, let's see. Phil says, next week I go for a full body scan to see if my cancer is responding to the treatment. Would love a message about scan results. Whew, okay, so let me tap in here and see what the guides have to say. Okay. For anybody who is awaiting an answer, you're in a waiting period, just tap into your life and see if this applies to you. What's up, Karina Caps? And if this applies to you, I want you to receive the intelligence that's coming in through Phyllis today. And what the guides want to talk about first is the future. The future exists in infinite possibility. We are actually jumping timelines based on our vibrational frequency often. Oh, this is a good one. I wonder if, okay. Here's what's flashing in my mind. I worked with a really famous singer once who was working on understanding timelines and jumping timelines. And a question that came in from the Akashic Records, which that's often where I get the questions, is I say, all right, what question do I need to ask to get the information to solve this problem? Because the questions are everything. Those of you who have studied with me, you know, questions are everything. I'm not going to derail into why questions are everything right now because I would totally lose my focus. But Jay Facette in the house. I might lose my focus now anyway. All right. Future exists in infinite possibility. We're constantly jumping vibrations. So I'm working with this famous singer whose name I'm not going to name drop because she would not appreciate that very much. Was working with timelines, and this question came in from the Akashic Records, and I, like, for a nanosecond, I didn't really understand it. And then all of a sudden, like, I tracked the thought and I'm like, oh, this is really good. The question was, how do you know when you've jumped a timeline? Like, how can you look around yourself and get physical evidence that you jumped a timeline? Let me see if I can remember what came in. And it's going to be different for everybody. So check in with yourself right now and see what drops in for you around when I have shifted. Okay, let me just back up just a little bit, because some of y'all are like, this is some crazy SHIT. I don't know why I spelled it. I usually say it. If it were true, so let me just reframe so we can all stay in a space of possibility. Okay, if it were true that we had access to parallel universes and it was our emotional and mental and behavioral energy, the combination of that creates our vibrational frequency, right? That aligned us to these different possibilities. If that were the case, and I spontaneously, which we don't spontaneously, let me take 2 on that one. If I jumped a timeline, maybe not purposefully, or maybe I was trying to, but I didn't know exactly what I did, and I just had a hunch I was in another timeline, how would I do a reality check around me to see if I'm actually in another timeline, if I've jumped or shifted? One thing that's coming through right now, I can't remember if this came in for said clients, but one thing that's coming in right now is that we respond differently to our former triggers. That means you've jumped a timeline. Let me see what others. Any of you guys have any that are dropping in? Oh, Patty says Mama's watching. She might be. Mama is here in town. She's out running errands right now for the event. Let's see. Anybody? Oh, thank you, Diana, for complimenting me today. Okay, so I'm just looking through the comments here. Check in with yourself and share in the group here. What are ways that might indicate that you've jumped a timeline? Oh, food cravings can shift. Attitudes can shift. Okay, that's enough for now. I want to hear what you guys have to say because I want to get back to Phyllis's question, which is asking about results when we're in that waiting period for results. So if this is true and we can potentially shift timelines, jump timelines fluidly at any moment, where if we're actually doing it right now, how do we know when we've landed in another timeline? Green screen gal 44. Yes, got it. She notices that everything looks more beautiful around her. Yes. Sometimes I notice brighter colors too. Dream shift. Yes, Sam, that might have been one of them too. Thank you for that. Yes. So if the future exists in infinite possibility and we're shifting all of the time anyway, the lesson in front of you, Phyllis, and everyone who is holding space for an outcome, we want to tune into the feeling now of what that outcome feels like so that we can align to that timeline. So Phyllis, I want you to take a deep breath in. I want you to sit up nice and straight, and everybody else too who's receiving this activation. If you are in a wait time for an outcome, place your palms up in a receptive position. Tuck your tailbone and spine. Tuck your tailbone under. Elongate your spine. Tuck your chin. That tucking of the chin and the tailbone stretches out the spine. Bring yourself into a state of relaxation, and I want you to imagine most benevolent outcome. Call it up in the field. Communicate with that grid that we played with when we first came in here together, that grid of consciousness. Imagine shooting energy out your third eye. Most benevolent outcome, MBO. And now call up that energy in the body, in your emotional, your mental, your physical body. So you're relaxing, you're breathing. How will you feel when you are in the timeline of the most benevolent outcome? Good. Everybody relax into this. Even if you're not participating right now in this activation because you don't feel like you're waiting on any response, I'm going to ask you to join us in solidarity and connection to Phyllis and everyone who is waiting right now. Good job. Couple slow blinks. Come on back into the sacred classroom. Send me some hearts across the screen if you received an aha or an activation. You felt it move within you. And thank you, Phyllis. Everybody, give Phyllis a round for that. Thank you for letting us all work in the field today for our highest and best good. All right, let's get some more questions up in here. Oh, Patty, mindset is different and we're happier. Yes, evidence that you've jumped to timeline. Good stuff. Okay. Couture says, you've mentioned the tailbone and it reminds me of pain I have when I sit that I can't seem to tap into the root cause of it in energy. Any guidance from my Akashic Records, please? Yes. Any root issue right now or pain in that part of the body, that is safety, security on the planet, emotional, physical, financial. So just creative, they just added. So Couture, I want you to think about where you don't feel safe. And everybody else, think about the area in life where you feel the least safe. And we're going to work on that area all together today. Oh, this is good. And listen to your body, especially right now as we're in the Lion's Gate portal. We're receiving activation from Galactic Center, from Sirius, from a lot of different resources in the cosmos. And that's affecting our bodies and our mind and our emotions. And I find that we don't tap into our physical bodies nearly enough, but our physical bodies, our cells are taking on this light right now, and your body will communicate with you even stronger right now in this gateway than other times. So while we're in this Lion's Gate, it would be great to tap into your body and say, all right, where am I noticing energy? Like, where's my body giving me feedback? It can, and we're going to practice this in Mount Shasta too, because checking in with your body and getting feedback from your body is a way to increase your intuition. It increases your trust with your intuition, your acumen, for lack of a better word, your ability to relate quickly, to get information, to make decisions on that information. And for a really simple practice, you could use your body as a guide, as a tool to receive data feedback from every day throughout the rest of Lionsgate. The energy peaks on 8/8, and then it wanes down. I'm not sure the exact date it closes. It opens on July 25th, though. I'm sorry, July 26th. See, I think I know what I'm talking about. And truly, there are a lot of gateways. Doesn't it seem like we're always having some kind of a gateway or an astrological event? new moon, full moon, solar eclipse, this alignment, that alignment. Yeah. And if you understand the energy signatures that are at play, I mean, think about this, y'all. The universe reveals herself to us through the energy signatures of the celestial bodies. As above, so below. This is where revelation and energy is being exchanged on a higher level than the physical, the galactic. But as above, so below. So when we have alignments with planets and stars and stargates and the center of our galaxy, there are really unique opportunities when you understand how to work with these forces. These aren't even the forces of nature. We want to work with the forces of nature too, but these are the forces of the cosmos are available to us right now. So during this Lionsgate Gateway, if you are resonating, and send some love like hearts across the screen so I can see who is resonating, by the way. I like to know this is landing. I'm a former actress. You got to clap for me every now and then, y'all. Check in with the physical body and just say, all right, where are you bringing my attention? It might be pain. It might be a sensation. It might be an intuitive guidance into some part of your body. And you're like, why am I here? But that's the point, is we want you to ask questions. Okay, I'm feeling this in my lower left. What am I in? Reproductive ovaries. What does this mean? What are you here to teach me? How can I work with you today? Pick one of those questions, something like that. You just need one question. Okay? And get feedback from your body. Ask, what do you want me to do about it? And then when you get that guidance, act on it. That's a huge Jamba Juice boost right there. You know, they give you that little extra boost. Yeah. Act on it, and it's lights out when it comes to you and your intuition and clarity and your psychic abilities and seeing what is possible for yourself. Trust me on that. Okay. So going into the root chakra right now. Root chakra governs our safety and security on the planet, emotional, physical, financial, spiritual, creative. I want you to think about the area right now of your life where you feel the least safe. To imagine that concept or that awareness, just holding that energy simultaneously over the root chakra there, just in alignment with the root chakra. And then just breathe. The root chakra is red in color, so you can work with the color red. Some of you might be seeing white light coming in. Doesn't matter if you see anything, honestly, but just notice. Nice deep breath. Your body is under your complete control and directive. Right now, send the intention of balance and harmony into the root chakra, bringing about a balance of safety and security in this area where you are currently feeling unsafe. And your guides, your higher self, are going to show you over the course of the next while, maybe now, maybe after this show, it may be in a day or two. But your guides will reveal to you action steps, what you can do to take action differently. And it will be your job to fully complete this activation or sealing your new timeline by taking this action. And you're now receiving balance and harmony in the root chakra in this area. So everybody just feel into what it feels like to be safe and secure in all aspects of your life. Call that frequency up in the body. Use your body to program the field, to help hold this potentiality for the mind. Instruct the body to hold this potentiality for the emotions. A deep breath in, slow exhales. Come on back. Woo, doggy. It's good up in here today. Give me some emojis. Your finger clicking on something to help you come back into your body. Come on back in. Wow. Tell me what you guys are feeling. Awesome. Let's give Couture some love too. Thank you, Couture, for that incredible activation. By the way, your job is now to pay attention to what action steps your higher self, your guidance, your guides, remember it's all the same, are encouraging you to take. Also, notice how your mindset feels different, your heart set, your emotions feel different. Remember what that's an indication of. You be in a different timeline and you're welcome. All right, speaking of timeline, what time is it? Oh yeah, we got more time. Let me find another question in here. Let's see. Awesome. Yay, Phyllis. Yes, that's the 8th. August 8th is the peak of Lionsgate. Ooh, Sam says, anyways, to facilitate contacting the Akashic guides, specifically mine. Yes. All right. So for anybody who wants to become proficient, not even proficient, I would say what's a step above proficiency? I'm not going to say you're as good as you're going to be ever after taking the Akashic Records training, because I use this realm every single day to help me step into mastery. I do feel like this is a technology, it's a realm of consciousness that has that level of infinite potential when it comes to always up leveling us. There's no ceiling on how much we can continue. But when it comes to facilitating contact with the guides, and specifically yours, Sam, here's what is coming in. So the guides are just saying, just give a brief overview of what you want to keep in mind when it comes to reading the Akashic Records. And that is, it's all about being a vibrational frequency match. And so the way that I train people to tap in to their Akashic guides and then to facilitate communication, just think about that. Those are two separate aspects right there. First, how do we tap in? Okay, great, you're in. How do I get clear communication? There are components to the method that I train people in that address those issues. And I'll tell you guys what they are. Won't hold nothing back. There is one more step though before making the connection and then communication that we talked about. The prequel is that we need to attune our energy frequency so that we can hold that vibration. So how I do it is there's a particular combination of visualization. I use the senses, imagination. I guess that's visualization, right? Sound, posture, breath, in a patterned form that was downloaded by the records that creates that vibrational frequency connection. Okay. Specifically, the meditation and the imaginative work, the breath work, that's what makes the connection. How we imagine running the energy from our crystalline tube of light into Mother Earth, into the Akash. Those are specific connection points you want to hit. Okay. Then the Om, or the vibrational frequency we make to open the records. Om is a vibrational frequency. Well, it's the primordial creation energy. It's what my tuning fork is calibrated to. And one of its characteristics is to prepare us for communication. So the Om really helps the communication aspect. Sam, let me see what your guide says specifically about you. They say, okay. So yes, in order to access the records and get information, we have to be a vibrational match. The way that I train people to be a vibrational match is one of a whole bunch of repeatable methodology that gets you into the records every time. I'm going to say every single one of you out here, you've stumbled into your records before. Yes, stumbled into them today. But we can go into the records in dream time. We can have, maybe some of you guys know my stoplight story, where my whole life changed and I decided I was moving to Hollywood to be an actress because I got this vision, like it hit me at the stoplight, right? I didn't know how to access the Akashic Records then, but I was getting a vision from my Akash and direction, and oh my gosh, it's so inspiring, exciting. I loved it. So Sam, your guides are saying you are in vibrational harmonic resonance with your guides more often than you realize. You just need to acknowledge and listen and not write it off so much. I will literally go, okay, I heard you, if my guides are, trying to penetrate me with some knowledge. If I get a download, thank you. I heard that. If they're correcting my behavior at times. So Sam, for you specifically, it's just about acknowledging, because you're getting a lot of great communication already. All right. If this has served you today, give me one final round of applause. Send some love, likes, hearts across the screen. Let's blow up the algorithms here so Facebook shares this out. Green Screen says, I really want to dive into mine too. Thank you for sharing your gifts as a light worker. Yes. Thank you for receiving them. Thank you for being a fellow light worker. Speaking to, I know so many of you out there who your soul is called into a higher expression, higher potentiality for you, and higher levels of healing and sharing and uplift for the planet, higher levels of impact. So thank you all for being here. I have truly enjoyed this time with you. Share this out if this has been helpful to you. Check out, if you want more, go check out the AkashicAcademy.com. It's our website, the AkashicAcademy.com. We have different ways that you can get involved, from our monthly membership to you can read more about our retreats. We even have an awesome free resource page. So for those of you who are new, or if you've been around for a while and you've never downloaded anything from our website, go to the website and give yourself the goal, the mission to download something. Go to our free resources page and find something that's going to serve you and the next step along the way in your journey. I love you all. I won't be here next week because I'll be in Mount Shasta, but we will be sending as much social media through as possible so you all can keep up with that incredible adventure. Perhaps join us next time, and be well. Happy Lionsgate. I'll see you soon.